Good day, everyone. I'll be the first reporter for our topic, the three great philosophers of ancient Greece. So, the first philosopher is Socrates. Socrates is considered one of the founders of Western philosophy because of his intense philosophy, which is the Socratic method. Socratic method is a form of argumentative dialogue that stimulates critical thinking. He emphasized the importance of self-examination and the pursuit of knowledge through questioning assumptions and beliefs. Socrates famously declared that the unexamined life is not worth living, highlighting the value he placed on introspection and philosophical inquiry. Socrates has no written text where every direct record we have of him is true of others like his pupil Plato. Socrates was a public figure in Athens. His famous quote is, "All I know is that I know nothing." Socrates' goal is to demonstrate the ignorance or lack of knowledge the people would have, while also acknowledging his own ignorance. Socrates died because of his constant confrontations of influential people, which resulted in a trial and led to his demise. He was sentenced to death in 399 BCE because he was accused of corrupting the youth and is a threat to their democracy. The government considered him as a threat because his beliefs led him to question that nature without the influence of gods, and so on and so forth. And the next, Plato was a student of Socrates and one of the most influential philosophers in history. Plato is considered the most influential philosophers in history because of his works or his foundational works, theory forms, and academic influence, which had a lasting impact on Western thought and culture. Plato he founded the Academy in Athens, one of the earliest institutions of higher learning in the Western world. Plato founded the Academy in Athens around 387 BC, which serves as a center for philosophical and scientific research and is an excellent educating grounds for future leaders and thinkers. In the next and Andre Plaza will continue this slide and present the next philosopher.
Hi everyone, I'm Jan Andre Plaza and I'm here to tackle about the three great philosophers of ancient Greece. The first one is Socrates. So who is Socrates? Socrates is considered one of the founders of Western philosophy, known for his Socratic method, a form of cooperative argumentative dialogue to stimulate critical thinking and eliminate ideas. He emphasized the importance of self-examination and the pursuit of knowledge through questioning assumptions and beliefs. Socrates famously declared that the examined life is not worth living, highlighting the value he placed on in- introspection and philosophical inquiry. He didn't leave behind any written works, and his teachings were mostly transmitted through the writings of his student Plato. And one of his quotes is, "True knowledge exists, knowing that you know nothing." And the second one is Plato. Plato. Plato's philosophical contribution covered a wide range of topics, including metaphysics, ethics, politics, epistemology, and aesthetics. His famous work is The Republic, in which he explores the nature of justice The ideal state and philosopher king. Plato's theory of form posits that the material world is a reflection of a higher realm, realm of perfect internal forms or ideas, which are the true objects of knowledge. He also wrote extensively on the nature of knowledge and the role of reason in understanding reality. And Plato's quote is, "No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth." And the third one is Aristotle. Aristotle was a student of Plato and a tutor of Alexander the Great. He made significant contribution to virtually every area of human knowledge, including logic, metaphysics, ethics, politics, biology, and physics. Aristotle's works encompass a wide range of topics, from his logical treatises like the Organon to his ethical work like the Nicomachean Ethics. He developed a systematic approach to philosophy, emphasizing empirical observation and categorization. And Aristotle's one one of his famous quotes is, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." And the trip, ang tulong a philosopher is connected ra sila tanan. Thank you. I hope you learned something.
So, good day everyone. I'm Jonald T. Bocorin Jr. and today I'm going to discuss or report the topics about exploring medieval philosophy, insights from Saint Augustine and Anthony de Mello. So, first, medieval philosophy. In the history of Western philosophy, the philosophical speculations that occurred in Western Europe during the Middle Ages. From the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century to the start of the European Renaissance in the 15th century. Also, medieval philosophy was closely connected to the Christian thought, particularly theology. And the chief philosopher of the chief philosopher of the period were churchmen, philosophers who strayed from this close relation were chided by their superiors. Greek philosophy ceased to be creative after the death of Plotinus, the originator of Neoplatonism in the 3rd century. So, Neoplatonism is the modern name given to the form of Platonism developed by Plotinus in the 3rd century and modified by his successors. And on the other hand, Saint Augustine or Aurelius Augustinus was a pivotal figure in the transition his thinkers, whereas others claim him as the first medieval thinker. He was a Christian theologian and a philosopher whose works greatly influenced Western thoughts. Augustine's ideas encompass various philosophical topics including metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, and theology. Augustine was one of the early church fathers and was canonized as a saint by popular acclaim, as was the custom during early centuries of the Catholic Church. His philosophical writings such as Confessions and The City of God continued to be studied and debated by scholars today, making him a significant figure of the history of philosophy. And lastly, Anthony de Mello, to be discussed by my group mates, Mr. Canedo.
Hello everyone, I am John Angelo P. Canedo and I'm here to discuss the continuation of exploring medieval philosophy insights from St. Augustine and Antonio de Mello. Antonio de Mello was a psychotherapist and priest who became widely known for his popular speaking and best-selling books on spirituality. Influential first amongst Indian Jesuits and other religious of Mello, became well known in the United States by mid-1970. De Mello was a speaker and a wisdom teacher, but much of what he shared are reconstructed from the notes of those attending his talks. Sadhana, a way to God in his best-known work, although the Song of the Bird and Wellspring have also proven popular. De Mello melded his psychotherapist training with Eastern and Western spiritualities. He wanted people to awaken and become more fully aware of the reality around them.
Modern philosophy spanning from the 17th to the 20th century witnessed profound shifts into the laid groundworks from contemporary philosophy are discovered. Here's a brief overview of the key figures and their contribution. Number 1. René Descartes, 1596 to 1650. A French philosopher often hailed as the father of modern philosophy. He is renowned for his method of thought, famously expressed on his statement, "Cogito ergo sum," I think therefore I am. Descartes sought to establish the foundation of knowledge based on reason and skepticism. Number 2. John Locke, 1632 to 1704. An English philosopher known for his stories and empiricisms and the social contract. Locke's works such an essay concerning human understanding and two treatises of government heavily influenced modern political thought and epistemology. Number 3. David Hume, 1711 to 1776. A Scottish philosopher whose empiricism's approach challenged traditional philosophical concepts. Hume's skepticism questioned validity of induction and causality, profoundly impacting field and epistemology and metaphysics.
Number 4. Immanuel Kant, 1724 to 1804, a German philosopher whose critique pure reason revolutionized metaphysics and epistemology. Kant proposed the existence of synthetic a priori knowledge and outlined his moral philosophy in work like groundwork of the metaphysics of morals. Edmund Husserl, 1859 to 1938, a German philosopher and founder of phenomenology, a philosophical method focused on the study of consciousness and subjective experience. Husserl's ideas influenced existentialism and the development of modern psychology. Maurice Merleau-Ponty, 1908 to 1961, a French phenomenologist who expanded upon Husserl's ideas and emphasized the embodied natures of perceptions. Merleau-Ponty's work, including phenomenology of perception, contributed significantly to existentialist thought and philosophy of mind. These philosophers collectively shaped modern philosophical discourse, addressing fundamental questions about the nature of reality, knowledge, ethics, and the human condition. Their diverse perspectives continue to inform contemporary philosophical inquiry across various disciplines. Number 5. Patricia Churchland, 1943%, an American philosopher known for her work Neurophilosophy, exploring the relationship between neuroscience and philosophy of mind. Churchland's contributions have advanced our understanding of consciousness, ethics, and the nature of mind-brain connection.
Postmodernism. Well, what is postmodernism? Postmodernism is a complex and multi-phase intellectual and cultural movement that emerged in the mid-20th century. As a reaction to and departure from modernism, it encompasses a wide range of disciplines, including art, architecture, literature, philosophy, and cultural theory. Postmodernism is characterized by skepticism towards current narratives, a rejection of absolute truths, and a dismantling of traditional boundaries and categories. Key features of postmodernism includes deconstruction. Postmodernists often engage in deconstructing established ideas and structures, questioning the binary oppositions and hierarchies present in various discourses. Next is fragmentation. Postmodernism embraces fragmentation and the idea that reality is composed of diverse, often contradictory elements. This is reflected in art, literature, and culture, where there is a tendency to mix and juxtapose different styles and ideas. Pluralism. What is pluralism? Pluralism, postmodernism celebrates diversity and rejects the idea of a single universal truth. It acknowledges multiple perspectives and encourages the exploration of various cultural, social, and artistic expressions. Irony and parody. What is irony and parody? Irony and parody are commonly used in postmodern works to subvert or challenge traditional norms and expectations. This often involves a playfulness with cultural references and a self-awareness of the act of creation. Consumer culture critique. Postmodernism often critiques consumers' culture, mass media, and the commodification of art. It questions the impact of capitalism on culture and the ways in which cultural products are consumed. It's important to note that postmodernism is a broad and diverse movement, and interpretations of its principles can vary. Different disciplines and thinkers within postmodernism may emphasize different aspects of its overall framework. Additionally, the term itself has been subjected to critique and debate, reflecting postmodern idea that language is fluid and meanings are contingent on context.
Postmodernism is important for several reasons. 1. Critique of modernism. It offers a critique of modernism ideologies and institutions, questioning their claims to universal truth, progress, and objectives. Number 2. Embrace of pluralism. Postmodernism celebrates diversity and pluralism, recognizing multiple perspectives, identities, and truth. Number 3. Deconstruction of hierarchies. It's deconstruct hierarchical structure, challenging binary opposition and fixed categories, and promoting inclusivity and fluidity. Cultural artistic innovation. Postmodernism as a lead to innovate form of expression in literature, art, architecture, and other fields, often blurring and boundaries between high and low culture and experimenting with pastiche, irony, and intertextuality. Number 5. Influence on critical theory. It has significantly influenced critical theory and literary studies, sociology, cultural study, and other academic disciplines, fostering new approaches to interpretation and analysis. Number 6. Recognition of marginalized voice. Postmodernism encouraged the recognition of marginalized voice and narrative, fostering a more inclusive understanding of history and culture. Overall, postmodernism has had a profound impact on how we perceive and engage with the world, challenging traditional ways of thinking and opening up new possibilities for culture expansion, and social critique.